Guys, so we are back. You're welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about dangling modifiers. My name remains Professor Yabode Mwagweze. So remember to like, to subscribe, to share this video. It should encourage us to continue to do more, telling you about concepts and ideas and topics in the English language. So I hope you learn something from this particular video. So today we are going to be talking about dangling modifiers, like I said before. So the question is that what are dangling modifiers? Now, when modifiers are not consistent with the subject, predicate, or relationship sentences, they are said to dangle. And what does that mean? Now, what this means is that the action that you are attributing to a subject that it cannot perform it. That subject in that particular clause is not performing that particular action you say it is performing, or the action that is a. Of course, you remember that we have talked about, or we're going to talk about, I don't know, but the clause. I mean, the nucleus of a clause is actually the verbal element. So when the action you attribute to a subject of that particular clause is not being performed by that clause, then there's a problem. So you may be having a dangling modifier in place. So let's talk about some examples. We're going to look at some examples. Let's look at this this example here. Going to the notice board, my scores and grades were seen. Now the question is that who went to the notice board? Who saw my grades and score? So then the next example is that getting to the park, the vehicles are many. Now again, who went to the park? Who went to the park? So let's know, is it the vehicles? Of course, they're always in the park. They're always in the motor park. Let me see. So to avoid this, so let's look at what I think we should do. So as such, for modifier not to dangle, a logical subject must be provided. A logic must be provided in the structure. So you need to provide the logical subject. Now let's look at the right, the example that we had above. So those examples above should thus be written as going to the notice board. I saw my scores and grades. So that means I was the one that went to the notice board. So I was the one that also saw my scores and grades. Now let's look again at getting to the motor park. I found that there are many vehicles. So it shows that I was the one that got to the motor park. I was the one that saw or that found that there are many vehicles. So you need to provide a logical subject for the clause, and that's what will make your modifiers not to dangle. Otherwise, if you cannot attribute, because you want to say that position, maybe the dangling modifier, the modifiers are supposed to give you an idea of what's happening in the sentence. But when you are provided a logical subject, whether it is in the main clause or in the subordinate clause, then you can link it to even that place you're having an empty category or an assumed subject. So so this solves the problem. So you can know who is actually the subject of that sentence. So let's also look at what are the things that cause the modifier to dangle. So let's look at the wrong use of passive. Like you have in this example, sitting in the competition arena, a motorcycle flew past. So the question is that, is it the motorcycle that is flying past? No. But maybe I was sitting in the convocation arena, so I saw a motor vehicle flying past. So you can reconstruct that sentence in that manner. Now you can also have participles. If not used carefully, maybe a passive verb correct use is actually better. So if you do not use a participle carefully, then you may have a problem like that. So you can use assumes, consider, admits, suppose. They will work here. So you can talk about assuming that I came late. Assuming that I came late, I was not able to see the director. Or admitting that I was late, I was unable to see the director. So in this case now, whereas even if you just say that going to see the director, going late to the office, could not see the director. Then the question is who is it? So, and this is why you need to be careful about the participle element that you're using. Then past participle verb phrases, naming subject of the sentence can save the structure. So, identified by the witnesses, his shame was boundless. So it was when it was identified. So it is the criminal that was identified by the criminal. So identified by the witnesses, the criminal's shame was boundless. So in this case now, you do not just you need to name the subject. That's the point we are making here. So it's not just not using example like this and then so the questions are whose shame, and I think from the examples we have done already, we have shown that. So infinitive phrases too. Now to do well in a marriage, patience is key. Again, name the subject of the structure will save it from crashing. Of course, you remember in a minimalist program, I don't know. Sorry, I'm bringing the concept of minimalist program here. That means the structure will become ungrammatical. That's what I want to say. In minimalist program, you say the sentence crashes when it becomes ungrammatical. So to do well in a marriage, patience is key. So you need to be patient. To do well in marriage, you need patience, or patience is an important virtue you need to have. This is what is talking about. So let's go to the next the solution that we can have to these issues. So in this case, you can say that the main issue in all these cases um, is that the modifying phrases. So we want to talk about the things that you can do to avoid this. So the main issue in all the cases so far discussed is that the modifying phrases must relate logically to the subject in the main clause. So I have mentioned that one. We'll try to see examples above. Then the subject earlier rather. So the subject of the main clause must be named. So we have said that there must be a logical subject for the structure. So the understanding is that the subject must be the one who performs the action in the modifying phrase or clause, or about whom the information in the modifying clause is given. So the empty category that modifier is representing is now referring, having a subject maybe for granted in the second part of the clause. So that is, I mean, in the second clause, let me put it like that. So because some of them may confuse the sentence and clause and say, but what am I talking about? So you have a sentence, then you have two clauses in, because most times the modifier, when you have a clause, actually you are like when you have a verbal element, you are likely to have a clause. So that is an easy way of you to determine the number of clauses. We talk about that subsequently. I don't know. I'm just trying to take this in as God leads me. So when there's any indication that the information in the modifying clause cannot relate to the subject, then the modifier dangles, and this is what we say. So when they are like a parallel lines that cannot be supposed apart, then you are knowing that the modifier is dangling. Now in some passive sentences, the subject can be substituted at the end of the clause to make for complete meaning and logical connection. So I don't know if I get the example here. No, I didn't. So you can actually put your elements of the clause at the end. So I mean your prepositional phrase to help you to solve that problem. So in summary, what we are saying is that dangling modifiers are a product of some grammatical misadventure, which you have noted and we are giving the reasons for. So indeed, when your subject and predicate are not in sync, uh, you will likely have this resulting. So let's do some practice here. Caught with the stolen vehicle, the policeman arrested Shitu. So we can say that having been caught with the stolen vehicle, the policeman arrested Shitu. So because the question at first is that who was caught with the stolen vehicle, but we have resolved that with the answer here. Content with the student's performance prices were given. Now by who? Then who was it that was contented with the student performance? So content, I guess that one says should be contented with the student's performance. The lecturer gave them prizes. I'm very sorry. I thought I have edited this. I don't know why I'm just saying all these things, but I think that's just the way it is. So angry with the students, a suspension order was given. Then the question is by who? Angry with students, a suspension order was given by the vice chancellor. So that was what I was trying to give you the example of, that if you can actually save the grammatical, you can restore this structure to the grammatical form by actually putting a passive voice, a by phrase at the end, so indicate who performed the action. So disappointed with her daughter's behavior, a privilege was withdrawn. Disappointed with her daughter's behavior, Mrs. Tinubu withdrew the privilege of allowing the daughter to watch television till midnight. So this is also um I those are another way that you actually resolve it, because the question is that the first sentence is not telling us who is it that withdrew the privilege, who is it that was disappointed. So this is that about this particular element. So I hope that you learned something. So remember to subscribe to the channel, remember to share it, remember to like it if you are getting something value from this. So remember to like it and share with your mates. And I know for some of the teachers it will be useful for you. So see you guys in the next.